is up, everybody? You know who it is. It is your allies behind enemy lines, Ryan and Joy, coming at you thoroughly behind enemy lines in Cowboys territory, bringing you all the latest and greatest news when it comes to our Washington football team. I'm holding it down here in Dallas. Joy's holding it down there in Austin, keeping it real and making sure we're keeping an eye out for all of our allies out there. If this is your first time listening or watching, first off, where have you been? Second off, you can find us here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so as soon as we drop this heat, you are notified and it's delivered right to your phone or laptop or computer, wherever else you watch us. You can find us on podcasts, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. You can even find us all on SoundCloud, all by searching Allies Behind Enemy Lines. You can check us out on Twitter at AlliesBEL, as well as Facebook by searching Allies Behind Enemy Lines Podcast, where we post all of our YouTube videos as soon as they drop on YouTube. Not too much longer after that, they are over on our Facebook. Joey, we have come to yet another week. We finally had the schedule out. How's it going? How's it been since we last talked last week?
Well, it's been going well. It's the end of all the speculation, I guess. Well, I guess we can just speculate about other things, but we got, now we got our, our plan. We got our goals. We have our milestones. We have our things to look forward to, and kind of map out how we want our season to go. Now that we have this schedule in front of us, and kind of how it's going to look. So it's it's a good new part of the off season for us, and I'm feeling good. And I'm doing good. I'm ready for the school year to be over in just a few more weeks. So I'm just already in summer mode.
Yeah, you're on cruise control right now.
Yes, I'm on cruise control. I like that. I like that. Try not to crash. Try not to crash.
Hands at 10 and 2, just looking ahead, not doing too much else.
Exactly.
Oh, right on. Well, before we get into the big news, which is obviously the schedule release and all that good stuff that comes along with it, a couple little news and notes. We signed Charles Leno, former left tackle of the Chicago Bears. He will come in and be the left tackle for the Washington football team, a guy that started something like 64 straight games and 96 games over the last 5 or 7 years. So a guy that you can rely on, a guy that's been good and a solid veteran. So we shore up that left side of that offensive line. We thought Samuel Cosby might be that guy. Might get some opportunities over the right tackle side. I have seen some projections that maybe Morgan Moses is going to be the starting right tackle, but I guess we'll let that play out in training camp and so forth. I know at this signing you are a little critical of the draft pick of Samuel Cosmi. Obviously, well, I mentioned last week, you draft the guy thinking that he's going to be a starting tackle. You don't know whether it's the left side or the right side. But then at the same time, you don't imagine a guy like Charles Leno coming available and being just outright released by the Bears, and they got him in immediately. He signed with Washington. He said Ron Rivera, is pretty much the reason why he signed, is because he got him pumped up and believing that something special is going on here, which, hey, I would agree with him. So it looks like we have, like I said, that left side shored up for our offensive line. And who knows what's going to happen over on that right side. But I think either way, it's a great signing. It's going to be great for Cosmi to either be able to learn from a veteran that's been around the game for a long time and has been doing it on a consistent basis. And I think he is going to be that right tackle starter. And I think Morgan Moses is going to be a guy that we can fill in on either side, because we know we're not going to roll with the same 5 guys on the offensive line all season. We've seen that plenty of times before, that just isn't going to happen. For some other teams it does. For Washington, not so much. So I think either way, we're going to have some good depth there, and we're going to have some guys that can flip positions, and not guys that we're just throwing in there like, oh man, I hope he can play tackle. Some guys are like, all right, this guy can play tackle. He's a viable option, and he's going to get the job done, to a certain degree.
Yeah, and it's probably the most solidified our offensive line has been in a long time. I remember we had one a while back, a very good one, a few years ago that was very, had depth. We had 2 good tackles. We had that one tackle, I forget what his name was, that we ended up, that kind of swung around. We ended up letting go in free agency. But
Trent Williams?
Not Trent Williams, the one that backed him up. We left him go, obviously, but the one that backed up both sides, that would always come in.
Tynasecki?
Yeah, yes, Tynasecki, yes, exactly. So we had that type of depth. It's been a while, but I think we have a very similar thing where we have guys that can play like Sam, like you said, Cosmi. I mean, in Madden they put him as a right tackle, so I don't know if that's what he's coming out at, as they're already plugging him in like that. So it's a guy that can play both sides, and someone in depth, and so that's great. And and so if you look at it, kind of what it does to our offense, especially with the signing, of Leno. They call him, is it Leno? It's Leno, right? I'm going to call him Leno. I'm going to get them all messed up now because you said you're going to get yours messed up now. I don't want to do the mistake that Ryan said he's going to make. He said Jay Leno, right? You said you're going to say Jay Leno. And it's Charles Leno Jr., right? Or senior?
Yeah.
Is it junior or senior?
I think it's junior.
But anyway, with that signing, now if you just look at the team from a distance, that roster is full. I mean, that roster is full, and you have competition at every position. And there's not a lot of. I mean, you're even talking about quarterback. I mean, we were all riding that Heineke train, and we all jumped off it when we started looking around and looking for different quarterbacks. But we remember that Heineke train and the explosion he can bring to our offense. And I think we're going to quickly get reminded in the preseason exactly how good he is. And I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick, the gunslinger he has. I mean, this roster's got some depth now and some competition. And like you said, like Ron Rivera said, we got something special.
Yeah, no, absolutely we do. And like you said, I agree. But within the last 5 years, that offensive line was looking like a hog 2.0. Everyone was getting real excited, and then little by little, it kind of fell apart. And they started off rocky last year, but we were able to get them in shape. Well, I say we, like, we're out there coaching them, but they were able to get them in shape and play much better there at the end with Wes Schweitzer coming in. Obviously the sheriff Brandon Scherf doing his thing, being an Pro Bowler at the guard position. And so, and I agree. I mean, this seems as complete as a team as we have had in a while. And like you said, even with the quarterback position, a couple question marks. Is it going to be Fitzpatrick? Is it going to be Heineke? I think either guy will be able to give us enough to be successful, and we're going to need it because they got a tough schedule this season. Like I said, as it's coming along. A couple other news and notes. Rookie minicamp is going to get started. There was a rumor that rookie minicamp was going to be canceled, but that's not the case. The 9 draft picks and Jarrett Patterson are all going to be in attendance for rookie minicamp. That's going to be going on as planned. There's 5 other guys that were coming in as roster invitees or minicamp invitees. Well, one of them, defensive back, I believe, tested positive for COVID. So they ended up just sending all 5 home and saying, hey, sorry, but we're going to roll with our draft picks. Can't risk those guys getting it or anything like that or infecting the whole building. So rookie minicamp is on as planned. It's just a little bit lighter than it was expected. So those guys are getting to work. I haven't seen any jersey numbers released yet, except for Jamin Davis. He's going to be wearing 52. For anybody else that enjoys that stuff or gets off on that stuff, especially with the new number changes, with you being able to wear single digits if you're a skill position, or pretty much wearing any number that you want if you're a skill position. I'm a big uniform and number guy, just seeing what numbers guys are wearing. So I haven't seen anything else released yet. If you have, go ahead, drop a comment on YouTube or hit us up on Twitter and let us know, hey, you dummies, this is where you can find it. But that is one little tidbit and a couple other things. I guess one other thing, not 2 other things. A couple betting sites have released the odds of A, where Aaron Rodgers was going to play next season, and B, who the starting quarterbacks were going to be for the Green Bay Packers. And lo and behold, Washington football team shows up on the list of Aaron Rodgers possibly playing there, and 2 names show up on the list for guys that could be starters for the Packers, and that is Ryan Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heineke. So not saying that it's going to happen, but even Vegas or these sports books are putting the odds out there. Now I know they got anybody that's familiar with betting or gambling, they got to do that to kind of protect themselves and let them know, hey, if this happens, we got to make sure that the odds aren't too high so that people are cashing in. But just the fact that they're listed, not saying that that's a tip one way or the other, but it is out there. So I'm just saying, again, you never know. Crazier things have happened. We saw it happen with Denver and Peyton Manning. We talked about it last week with the Bucs and Tampa Bay. So try not to get too excited. But again, other people outside of the organization, outside of fans, they're looking at Washington saying, hey, it's a possibility.
I don't know. I don't go chasing waterfalls. But I do think that, I think I even heard, I think it was at Buzz on the what's his name show, the Pat McAfee show. Yeah, I think he dropped that this morning, saying that a lucrative offer has been made to Aaron Rodgers. So maybe that's all along what's been a play at say here is just, hey, solve the problem with money. Just give him more money. He's happy. He comes back, and I just think it could all be just a thing, to kind of maybe put to pressure some kind of thing to happen. We're all thinking trade or something like that. It could just be he wants the best to be the highest paid quarterback. If you're not going to give me the people I want, make me the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So that, and then all right, so maybe that's where they're going to go now, because they definitely do not. How stupid would they look to get rid of Aaron Rodgers and just, It's like they were saying before, like imagine Devontae Adams and with all the rest of them too. Like, damn, we suck. So
Yeah,
I'm not getting
absolutely.
those hopes up too bad or too much. I believe that you think about some of these teams with these great defenses that have won Super Bowls, and it wasn't because of dynamic quarterback play. It was because of dominant defense and a quarterback that's not making a lot of mistakes and can put some points up. So I believe we have those types of quarterbacks on our team, and we have that type of defense. So now let's get this schedule rolling.
Absolutely. I think I mentioned I think it was this show. My wife's cousin is Aaron Rodgers' agent. Did I
Yes,
mention
yeah,
that?
you did tell you. We put it out there, I think, last time on last week's show
Yeah.
that
So
to hit up the Sally. What's going on. Getting them
absolutely, yeah, for sure.
yes, yeah. Just getting them DMs. Come on,
Yeah.
we got them open.
One one last thing before we move on to the schedule is another gambling
Oh boy.
kind of oddity. According to FanDuel Sportsbook, they have the top 10 list of most bet teams by the amount of money to win this year's Super Bowl. Your top three are the Bucks at 23%, the Broncos at 7.28%, which I think that's got an Aaron Rodgers feel for it. Like people are just, again, getting ahead of it. If he happens to end up in Denver, they like their odds there. And the Colts are number 3 at 7.27%. Chiefs and Bills round out the top 5 with 7% and 4.86% respectively. Now, the reason I bring this up is the 10th team with the most money bet on it to win the Super Bowl is your Washington football team, which again, I think that has an Aaron Rodgers kind of hedge to it. Like, hey, if this happens, I want to get ahead of it before those odds just plummet. Let's go ahead and get it in early while it's good, while the going's good. And, so I think that's what it is. I don't think people actually think that we're going to make a run to the Super Bowl. But hey, if we do, obviously I'll be ready for it to happen. But I just thought that was a little funny tidbit that we are the top 10. We're in the top 10 for most money bet on to win the Super Bowl, which, I mean, when's the last time we've even cracked the top 30? You know what I mean?
Well, the power rankings don't say that. When the power rankings have come out, we're in the 20s still. So I mean, again, I think it has some Aaron Rodgers spin on it there, or some type of something that's trying to get ahead of the curve in case something crazy like that does happen. But and that just goes to show, though. I mean, if it shows nothing else, just how complete our team looks externally to everybody else, not just us. It's like you put someone like Aaron Rodgers on that team, and it's an instance. Or basically what that means, you put somebody that can some quality quarterback play on that team, and they can be a Super Bowl champion. So that's all that's saying right there, and everybody else sees that. So all we need to do is make sure we're getting quality quarterback play at that position, whether it be Taylor Heineke, whether it be Fitzmagic, whether it be Kyle Allen. I don't care who it is. Just get out there, get the job done. I don't care who it is. Stranger things have happened. I believe you me. In that 87 season when we won it, I wanted Jay Schrader so bad. I love Jay Schrader. I thought he was the one. And Doug Williams came in. I was like, no, Jay Schrader, he's the one. He's the one that saved us when Joe Theismann went down. And but still, you could not resist it at the end. Like whoever was getting the job done in the playoffs. And then I remember, again, I said it this before, I think. When Doug Williams got hurt for that one play in the Super Bowl, I was like, I didn't want Jay Schrader. I needed Doug Williams to stay in there. So it's who's ever going to take us there and have quality play at that position. We can the sky's the limit, and the ceiling is high.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As Michael Jordan says, the ceiling is the roof. So absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
The ceiling is the roof, and the floor is the ground. Just kidding.
Yeah, so like I said, just a couple little fun tidbits of Washington getting thrown around with, again, Super Bowl odds and Aaron Rodgers. So things are exciting. Speculation season, we talked about it, and it continues. So hey, let's continue speculating. We're done speculating about the draft. Now
it's all positive. Hey, anything that comes up with our name, it's all positive now. And that's just a whole new thing. For usually when we come up, it's a scandal. Someone hates us, or we did something wrong, or our name is offending someone. It's just all like we're getting put in good conversations now. We're like it's like when you like get your life back. And like get invited to social gatherings again, and people start accepting you again, and you're spoken of, and you start dressing nicer, and and next thing you know, you're invited to the big parties. You never know what can happen when you go invited to the big party. You can hit a home run and make it to the Super Bowl.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, so as I said and teased before, schedule has been finally released. Let me ask you something. I want to ask you, how do you feel about the whole like schedule release bonanza that came of what it is now?
Define bonanza, I guess. What do you mean?
Like the lead up, like everybody on Twitter, like the whole, like the NFL Network had a release show, ESPN had a release show, like just to announce who you'll be playing, who your team will be playing.
It was. I mean, it was a little. I mean, it's everyone's thirsting for football. Everyone's thirsting
Yeah.
for something like that. And if you're a football is a drug, I think, to a lot of people. I think to a lot to a culture and to our culture, people need all this stuff and they need to speculate, just like we are. We need to see it. We need to know. We need to plan. And I think all of that also was. You got to know, why would they do something like that? What do they say they want this year? They want ticket sales back up. They want to build a lot of hype for these games, and they want to get people excited again. So, and then like I said, you can get tickets. They've been dropping ticket commercials everywhere now. Everywhere you get Ticketmaster, like you go to a story. I guarantee you, you click on a story on your phone or on your web browser, and it's gonna have a link for a ticket. Get your tickets now. Get your ticket. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a good build up for that, which it does need. I think it's kind of like one of those things again where football, we didn't like at this time last year. We didn't know if we were gonna have a season. We didn't know what was going on, and now it's as things are starting to open up, loosen in our country. It's gonna be one of those ones that just leads the way and just lets us know that it's hey, here we go. It's our next step, and it's getting back to normal. Let's get back in here and let's get excited about it as soon as we can. And the more people that can get vaccinated as well, you know what I mean? Because you have to be vaccinated to be attending these games too. So I think it's all collectively, to get things moving as a culture, as the football thing to us. So I think it's needed.
Yeah, no, it was definitely something interesting because they have like, hey, it's gonna be released at 8 p.m. tonight, which was on Wednesday, but then like by like noon, you knew the entire week one schedule. By like 3 o'clock, you knew the entire Thanksgiving Day schedule. By like 5 o'clock, you knew who was playing on every Monday night, and then all the social media teams are dropping all these freaking Martin Scorsese produced videos of their schedule release at like 7:45, but then they talk about it at 8 o'clock. I just, like you said, I think it is smart. It's guerrilla marketing by the NFL trying to recuperate some of that money that they quote unquote lost last year by not getting all these ticket sales. But like I said, maybe a little much. But I also was like all in on it too. So like I recognized and realized the absurdity in it, but I also was fully immersed in it as well. So
did you see remember I sent you that little gif of like how we were like, it's like look at us.
We were speculating on the schedule.
We're just reaching. We're just like reaching. We're reaching.
Yeah, reaching for everything, anything.
That's what it is. I told you, it's like a drug for our culture and for people that follow it. It's like we need. It's not enough. The season's not enough. They had to give us another game. They're gonna give us more. So
Yep.
We got our dose.
You guys got any more of that NFL stuff?
Exactly. Come on, man. I got some cheeseburgers for you.
Oh man, yeah, no, for sure. But without further ado, again, we do have the schedule released. Preseason, for anybody that may care, we play the Patriots, the Bengals, and the Ravens. Remember, again, only 3 preseason games, now 17 regular season games. We open up the season on September 12th, a 1 o'clock game against the Chargers, which is going to be awesome. The NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year versus the AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. We're going to see Chase Young on Rashawn Slater, go toe to toe, head to head. Top tackle taken out of the draft.
Derwin James.
Returning, that San Diego defense, or excuse me, LA defense. Did I say San Diego Chargers at the beginning? We're playing the LA Chargers. For anybody
it's still
that
hard.
may offend.
It's still hard.
Yeah. So we open up there at home against the Chargers, and like I said, there's gonna be a good matchup. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna get into whether I think it's gonna be a win or a loss. I'm not gonna, we still got plenty of time to cover that. But we do start off with the Chargers. It's gonna be fun. Young quarterback in Justin Herbert. We'll see who's playing quarterback for us. But we know that there's going to be two good, high-powered offenses with some good weapons on both sides going against two defenses with very high ceilings and great talent on both sides. You think of Bosa, you mentioned Derwin James. Like, they have some dudes on that defensive side of the ball for the Chargers. And so I think at the gate, it's going to be a good challenge and a good barometer to see of where we stand and where we could be at that point. I know, again, week 1, not a whole lot. You usually find out who you are about week 5, week 6. And again, we saw last week against the Eagles, week 1, we got off to this roaring start, and we had pipe dreams of going like 11-4, or 11-5, 12-4, or something like that. And that didn't quite work out that way. But that's who we open up with. We got the Chargers. We play 3 primetime games. We have a Thursday night football game, week 2 against the Giants. That's also at home. We play Monday night, week 12 at home against the Seahawks, which we always know how it goes against the Seahawks. So we'll see how it goes this season. And then we have a Sunday night football, week 16, December 26th against the Cowboys, which I'm assuming we'll be in attendance for.
We'll put reporting on the sidelines if need be.
But the day after Christmas, that's always fun. We usually hit up there whenever it's here for Thanksgiving. The day after Christmas, we will be rooting on the Washington football team against the Cowboys. Could have playoff implications. Anything jump out at you first glance at the schedule?
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is the 5 division games gauntlet at the end of the season. Unreal. But I mean, which is going to be tough, and it's a tough schedule. I mean, overall, I mean, you look at it, it's not there's a couple obviously going to be games that are definitely more winnable than others, but it's a tough schedule. And, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people instantly talk about the final 5 division games and stuff. But if you want to be the man, if you want to be the best team, you got to be able to consistently beat the other good teams or be able to hang with them and totally wipe out your division. I think far and away we should be able to wipe out our division. I don't care about those 5 games in the end there. It's just getting there. It's staying healthy and getting there and be able to make that strong push in the end is going to be the challenge, and being able to, notice the marathon of a new season. So, but irregardless, it's like Ron Rivera said, I have a very simple approach when it looks to a schedule. That's like, for every game we win, we don't have to worry about losing it. So it's like, that's it. It's like, just go out there and win your games, each game one at a time. It's cliche, but every game, we've proved last year with not lackluster quarterback, with inconsistent, with not even you can even call our quarterback play consistent. It's a blown up quarterback room. We went out there and won a division and competed, and great against some of the best teams. We knocked off we broke the Steelers, and we almost beat the Super Bowl champions in the playoffs. With a quarterback that was just starting his first game. It's insane what you can do to build off of that. So I mean, it's a hard schedule, but at this point, last year when you have a team like last year, you want an easy schedule, and they're kind of still. I think our team is strong now. I want a strong schedule because I want people to believe what we believe, and then know that we are a team that's to be reckoned with. And the only way we're going to do it is, like I said, going out there and beating these teams and hanging with them.
Yeah, so Warren Sharp from Sharp Football put out the 5 easiest schedules, 5 hardest schedules, and this is based on 2021 season, the expected wins for each team there. They're not going based off the wins of last season. They're going based off the expected wins for each team this season. Mm-hmm. And we are 27th toughest, meaning it's a pretty damn hard schedule. Like you said, I mean, we got the likes of the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bucks. Week 7, hopefully week 7 is the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Aaron Rodgers returns to Green Bay. And,
you're chasing waterfalls, my friend.
I'm balls deep in waterfalls right now in that Aaron Rodgers waterfall.
I mean, for much as I watch, it's for nothing to be said right now, for nothing to be coming out on either side that's like solid. I just think they have to be just letting everybody have a field day with it and talking behind doors, and just something's happening. They'll drop it at the right time. The story will break, and then we'll move on to something else.
No, absolutely, man. And until then, I will be holding on to this one. So
you can have it. I can't take this kind of heartbreak in my old age. It's to get that.
So like I was saying, we say that again.
I said we can't get that. I can't get this kind of heartbreak in this old age. I just gotta, so I gotta. I can't
You got to
change those
hold on to
waterfalls.
something that's like, yeah, you got to hold on to something
I gotta
that's
solve this more
tangible.
solid, more solid. I gotta be more solid.
For sure, for sure. But like I say, yeah, I mean, we played the entire AFC West, obviously, and all our crossover games are against those first place teams. You know, the Bucks, the Packers, the Seahawks. So it's a very tough schedule. That's what happens when you win your division. You know, the following season is always going to be tough because you're playing all those other division winners.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's gonna have to be a battle tested team, a tough team to get through this. You look at the other teams in our division. The Cowboys, they have 4 of their last 5 are division games. I believe the Eagles and Giants are very similar to that, where they have 4 of their last 5 are division games. I just don't know how he drew the short straw and had to play. I mean, we got
Because
to
we're
play the
the
Cowboys
hardest. Because we're the best team out of those all because all the whole
out
division
of those
got what happened is the whole
dweebs.
division got freaking short strawed because we fucking sucked last year. And it's you know what I mean. So it's like the NFC. You know what I mean. All our games. I mean, look at our division. We had a losing record division winner, and nobody wanted to watch our games. So they pushed them all towards the. As I was watching the guys this morning talk about the schedule process and how it kind of worked. The guys that actually it was a guy and a girl that came on, a man and woman I should say. I don't know, but they said that they take all the games, make all the matchups based on all their formulas, whatever, and projected wins and all that. And then they look and they say, what games do people care about? And they kind of place them. And then they can kind of stack in all the ones that get pushed to the bottom. And I'm assuming all these games got pushed to the bottom because nobody really cares about these games because our teams aren't that good. They don't think our teams are going to be that good. So it's going to be crazy to see when all of our teams are, it's going to be the must-see football of those last couple of weeks because we're all going to probably have very close to similar records, and based upon not playing each other and just playing different levels of different divisions, like you said, and so it's going to be a crapshoot in the end. I think it could turn out to be a strong victory for us.
Speaking of, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was after the draft, and it was after the Eagles jump, the Giants draft Devontae Smith, the Packers trade back and get Micah Parsons, the Giants they trade back and they get Kadarius Toney. All of those moves and how those franchises move on forward, and then you obviously lump us in there, goes down to one thing. You know what that one thing is?
What?
The Nate Sudfeld game.
You're
Like
right.
these all like I don't know if it's the 6 degrees of separation or what, the butterfly effect, but Nate Sudfeld going into that game and losing has changed how these franchises are going to be for the next, I don't know, 5-10 years because of where they ended up being slotted as draft picks and the movement that ended up happening. So I thought that was pretty interesting when you think about it. Like you're absolutely, it's true. Nate Sudfeld changed the face of the NFL as far as we know it in the NFC
Not
East.
not to mention our team. We would never have the Taylor Heineke story if we didn't win that game.
Yeah,
That was Alex Smith's game. We had a little bit of him at the end of Carolina, but nothing we would ever take seriously because people would consider that garbage time. Any kind of critic. But he did it on the biggest stage you can against this eventual Super Bowl champion, and that made him and got him a job on our team. So again, Nate Sudfeld created all these things, but also for us as well. So thanks, Nate. You never did anything for us on the team, but in the end, you got us win. You got us a victory. I mean, a division championship and maybe an eventual Super Bowl winning quarterback.
and maybe a future Hall of Famer in Jamin Davis. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Who knows?
who knows there? Who knows there with that? Like so, like I said, yeah,
I've heard
totally shaped.
multiple people say that we have the best defense in the NFL now. Multiple different analysts saying that Washington probably has
Oh
the
yeah,
best defense in the NFL.
have
And
to have to.
definitely the best pass rush. And that once that secondary is Landon Collins comes back strong because if you look at Landon Collins, when you came into that team you were definitely like a big dog in a very small pond or a big fish in a very small pond, and then all of a sudden you get hurt at the beginning of the year and you see what this freaking pond grows and the dogs you have in it now. If you're going to be able to come in there and hang in this yard, what game you're going to have to bring. So I guarantee you we're going to see Landon either a focused or dysfunctional Landon Collins, one or the other. But it's going to come in, and I know he can play well. That he's got that Bama blood in him as well. He's going to come out there and wants to play with his Bama defense. So I'm assuming we're going to have another element that we didn't even have last year. Not to mention the drafting of Jamin Davis and William Alexander.
St. Juice.
Not Benjamin St. Juice. William Jackson. I'm telling you, William Jackson, the cornerback.
Yeah,
Benjamin St.
signing him.
Juice. I don't know if he makes an impact immediately, but sheesh, if he does, I mean, it's going to be a great opportunity because it's the defense that they're going to have. It's going to have players like that that are athletic to be able to run freely and make plays. And we got the guys, the athletes, to do it.
Yeah. I think this is I think I totally agree with you about the whole Landon Collins thing. I know we're kind of get off the subject of the schedule here, but if he can't get up and play for this team, like then he doesn't deserve to be in the NFL anymore, right? If he now barring any injuries, if he gets injured again, that's you can't really control that. But if he just absolutely just stinks and just can't play, then he's probably done in the NFL. So he knows that it's probably make or break. If you can't get it done in this defense, this high quality talent, this ferociousness, then you're probably cooked. It's probably curtains for his career. But no, I agree. It's definitely it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a tough test. And again, even if we go 9-7, 10-6, I think that'll be a win for this young team with this. I mean, because like I said, you look at these quarterbacks and these teams that we're playing. I mean, it is the top of the line guys. I mean, you're Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, the top two quarterbacks in the AFC. Obviously, Tom Brady, who we went toe to toe with last year. You got Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, all these big time quarterbacks. Obviously, you can throw Dak in there twice with the Cowboys, Justin Herbert, the rookie of the year. So, I mean, you're looking at some big time quarterbacks that you're playing against and some, pretty decent teams. The exceptions are really the Panthers. Who knows what they have with Sam Darnold? The Saints. Who knows what they're going to have with Jameis and Taysom Hill combo. I'm not a big believer in Derek Carr with the Raiders, but that's still, and they blew up their offensive line, which was their strong suit. So I feel much better about that. And then the Broncos, if it's Teddy B or if it's Drew Lock. If it's me, I'm hoping it's Drew Lock because he stinks. If it's Teddy B, who knows?
If it's Drew Lock, we're in trouble, buddy. That's all I'm going to have to say. I don't know if even this defense can stop him. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, shit. If anything is a lock, it's the fact that his defense would smother him.
I don't know who you're talking about, man. He's gonna dance. He'll be doing some dances all over us, and I won't even know what to do. I'll be like, Brian, I told you he was good. Look what he's doing to these guys. He killed our whole season. Please don't let him. No. Please don't let him be in there at that time.
He won't be. It'll be Teddy Bridgewater because Drew Lock stinks. Yeah, that's
Bridgewater
a fact.
Gets hurt. Teddy Bridgewater gets hurt, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So I mean, that's the release of our schedule. I don't know that I had anything else. I just want to make sure I dropped that tidbit about it being the 27th toughest schedule, the hardest schedule. So you could say the 6th hardest schedule.
Yeah, 6th. Say it like that. When you say the 27th hardest schedule, it sounds like that ain't that hard, man. That's like
yeah. Yeah, I was saying that backwards. I'll say it's the 27th easiest, the 6th hardest schedule of the in the NFL. So it's good. Like I said, it's gonna be tough sledding. I think I might have had another couple of tidbits here. Let me look at my notes. Did you have anything else on the schedule since it's been released?
Well, I mean, just how far the games are. I mean, for one thing, the last game is January 9th. I was like, man, that's a long football season, 18 weeks, and it's just gonna be a real testament to me again to be able to see. I mean, obviously they took out the preseason game, but for some reason, it did not make the mid-season go longer still. But I thought that the point was to start the season maybe a week earlier. That was something that kind of stuck out to me a little bit. But I mean, it's gonna be a season with fans. A different type of atmosphere within every season. So I expect day one. I mean, just think about how all of us. I mean, let's all. Every Washington person that's here right now. Think about how we were feeling in that playoff game when Taylor Heineke jumped across the field with that football in his hand and we just tied the game and we could potentially move on in the playoffs. The level of excitement and belief we had in that team, that's going to be in person at the stadium. Before it was like a stadium with like half believers and like mostly the other teams' fans there. I think that we're going to have a different type of atmosphere that's going to bring a whole new element out of this defense. So that's kind of like the most exciting thing when I think about this schedule and starting off at home, to be able to do that with a team that we probably could, that's going to have a rookie coach and, again, a quarterback that's not 100% ready and, lost one of his security blankets there in Hunter Henry. So, I mean, it's just like there's things like that kind of stick out. And again, the gauntlet at the end, and to be able to go through that and be able to come out as the winner definitely means that you are the best team in that division and that you deserve that playoff spot. So I mean, it's set up to be, a season that we can prove that we're elite.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's setting up to kind of vault us to the forefront of everyone's eyes in the NFL. If we're able to perform, we mentioned that gauntlet there at the end of having 5 division games. One other thing I wanted to mention, this is also from Warren Sharp. If you guys don't follow him, go check him out on Sharp Football, at Sharp Football on Twitter. He does a tremendous stuff, like goes to the nth degree of like breaking down stuff and bringing stuff that you wouldn't even begin to think of like, hey, I wonder if this is a stat. The last 8 weeks of the season, the Washington football team face the bottom 10 pass defenses. So, we're looking at the likes of the Panthers, the Seahawks, the Raiders, then obviously everybody in the division. Those are all, he said, it's nothing but borderline bottom 10 pass defenses from week 11 through 18. So if we're going to eat, that's going to be the week to do it, because we do have the Chiefs early in week 6. We got the Bills, week 3. And we got the Bucks week 10. And that's coming off our bye in week 9. So, we maybe stumble out of the blocks or we find ourselves right around 500. We could really have a big time breakout there with Fitzmagic and all these weapons that we have there at the end. And then one other thing was we face 2 opponents off of their bye, so they get a little extra rest for us. The most games is 3. That's the Patriots. They face 3 opponents coming off their bye. And then we face the Patriots coming off of, we face the Bucks coming off of their bye week, but we're also coming off of our bye week. So it kind of knocks it out. Doesn't really give us any advantage one way or the other. Again, just a couple news and notes and like little tidbits of your schedule that maybe you wouldn't even think of looking at. But hey, Warren Sharp's got you over at Sharp Football. So a lot of good stuff. I'm telling you, a lot of good stuff. I was just scrolling. I was scrolling his stuff all day yesterday. Again, I realized the absurdity of the schedule release, but when you put out stats like that, it's just like when you're craving for football. I mean, it's wild. There's charts and all sorts of things. It's like that meme from Always Sunny of Charlie like smoking a cigarette with all his things up on the board trying to figure it out. But
that's Warren Sharp over there. He's got it going on. Whatever. I want to see his setup where he's crunching all these numbers.
Yeah, it's got to be
calculating all this.
It's got to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, a couple things I remember too quick is I guess I saw something about Wes Schweitzer, like doing his personal best. Did you see that broke his powerlift record? So
I did not.
But I guess he broke his own personal. I think it was deadlift. He deadlifted like 750 pounds or something like that. That's all. So we know we got another beast there that's gonna, that's definitely taking the job that he won last year seriously. So again, it's another tidbit there that line's gonna be solid. And this thing I think is funny is as we talk about this quarterback, we're gonna probably talk about it a million times before the season starts. But that Taylor Heineke has more playoff experience than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Fitzpatrick has never made the playoffs.
So, I mean, and another thing is Ryan Fitzpatrick has more experience than the rest of our quarterbacks in our division combined. And that's just, I know that it's a couple years, but hey, it is what it is. And I don't think we have any stellar defenses. I think the closest thing is the Giants. So, I mean, it's ripe for the pickings. It's gonna be. It's good. It's good to see how it's set up now. So we again like how we can kind of look and start formulating these debates and speculating on about how we can be able to start matching up against these teams.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. There's tons of. Yeah. There's tons of. What am I looking for? The word I'm looking for.
Stuff.
No, there is a lot of stuff. There's a ton of stuff. Why am I brain farting on this word? Like when a guy, he has the ability to do something good, but like you don't know if it's there. Like promise, but not that.
Like there's not the ability. Promise. We have all the promise, all the. Now you got me confused about what's even going on.
Me too. I don't know. There's a lot of there is a lot of promise for more speculation. I'm just like totally brain farting on the word. What is it's
potential?
Like when you talk about Potential. God, I knew it was another P word. Jesus criminy. How can you know when you just like there's a word that you just can't get? It's like it's right there in your brain.
Let's
And
spit it out, Junior.
all your brains are like your brain's like going through all these file cabinets of come on, what's this word? What's this word? Nope, it's not in there. What's this word? What's this word? That's what I felt like was going on in my brain. There's tons of potential for more speculation. Golly, I feel like an absolute idiot after that one, but I know everyone's been there as well. So yeah,
Exactly.
tons of potential for more speculation. That's again, we thought the draft was going to end it. No, it's just getting started, baby. But yeah, so that's our schedule release. Joey, you got anything else before we jump out of here?
That is it. I look forward to more speculation.
Yeah, and the potential for more speculation.
And the potential.
As always, check us out here on YouTube if that's where you're watching us. Ring that notification bell, hit that subscribe button. Find us anywhere you can find your podcasts: Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, and of course SoundCloud, all by searching Allies Behind Enemy Lines. Go over to our Twitter at AlliesBEL. Click on our Twitter profile. Go to our bio. In the bio, there's a link. Click that link. When that link opens, you're going to find these fire-ass t-shirts. Make sure you buy yourself one. We all need allies, and Allies Behind Enemy Lines, a Washington football team podcast. You see it there. It is hot flames. It is soft. It is comfortable. It shows off the pipes pretty good, too. I like it.
Oh, boy. Every chance you get, take it. Take them. Flex those babies.
I'm just saying, it wraps them pretty good. So if you do a couple curls, whether it's, some 20-pound curls in the gym or those 12-ounce curls on the couch, either way, got the arms looking nice.
Or both at the same time.
There you go, both at the same time. You had a lot of home gyms, with the pandemic. Maybe you got, dumbbell in one hand, nice little Colorado Kool-Aid in the other hand. But either way, check it out. Go ahead and get yourself one. Maybe get some friends, a couple. We all need allies. That's what it says. # we all need allies. That is our mantra here on the Allies Behind Enemy Lines podcast. So again, check us out there. Check us out on Facebook at Allies Behind Enemy Lines podcast, where you can also find our YouTube videos dropped immediately. You can share with your mom, your grandma, your aunt, and all the other, advanced age people in your life. But for Joey, I'm Ryan. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You'll have a great week, great weekend. We'll see you guys next Friday.